Hello everyone, and today I'm going to raid 100 ancient cities. I have already raided one with 1000 dogs and came out with only 8 of them. Great survival raids, I know. But at least I got their ancient city, which I was able to transform into a futuristic landscape. The final thing I need to do to completely beat the Wardens is to raid 100 of their ancient cities and, through a great retrieval, steal all of their loot. There were many near-death experiences along the way and crazy loot finds, so you'll want to watch until the end. They have lots of loot in them, such as heaps of coal, bountiful amounts of bones, an endless supply of books, amethyst shards, glowberries, and most importantly of all, enchanted golden apples. I know some of you may be thinking of another LP loot being the hoe, but I'm a simple man with the philosophy that all I need is one good hoe. Any more and you're asking for trouble. I also have no more use for Swift Sneak 3 books, considering I have a mostly full shulker of them. Diamond horse armor though is about as pimp as it comes. As long as you're as excited as I am to start raiding ancient cities, let's get started. First, I need to take care of some unfinished business. Let's see if you can figure out what all these items are for. Did you guess what the items are for? Let me give you a hint. This idea was spurred on by James, who thought all the subscriber named dogs who died in the 1000 Dogs vs Ancient City video should have an item symbolizing how they died. There's your leg for falling from a tall place, lava buckets are for swimming in lava, minecarts for entity cramming, nether stars are for dying to the final wither fight, blaze rods are for burning to death, ladders are for falling from a ladder, and TNT is for being exploded by the wither. If you are a newcomer to this channel, consider subscribing if you find yourself enjoying this video. Back to the mission at hand, raiding the ancient cities will be done in 3 phases. Phase 1 being disabling warden spawning, Phase 2 gathering supplies, and Phase 3, my favorite, loot. To disable warden spawning, you need a shrieker that is naturally spawned. Luckily, in my ancient city transformation, I kept this one shrieker alive. So let's make this warden switch. The switch should be built and hopefully it works. It was built by Elmango, so just a brief explanation of how it works. There's a shrieker in there and the sensor right about there that gets angered by arrows that I put into this hole, about 6 of them. There's a piston under this piece of wool right here that gets toggled on and off, pushing the arrows up and down by this hopper clock with 13 items inside of it. At the same time, there's a chunk loader with these hoppers chucking items back and forth. So it should hopefully be working. Ah, such a beautiful noise. Let's hope there's no warden. There's tick 2, so it should spawn on 3. If we did it right, it won't. I'm liking what I see, or really what I don't see right now, but surprisingly the switch worked on the first try. So let's go find another shrieker and stand on it to see if it gets angry. So far it's not getting pissed at me, so I think the switch actually works. There's phase 1 complete. For phase 2 of supplies gathering, let's start with yeeting everything out of my end chest so I can instead fill it with empty shulkers to carry all the loot in. I'm about 9 shulkers short, but luckily I have a shulker farm where I can get my last 9 shulker boxes. That should be more than enough shulker shells. As for the supplies I'll be bringing, all I need are rockets, totems of undying, and cooked pork chop. Rockets I can get from my industrial district, where sugarcane is made, along with gunpowder. An additional full shulker should be enough. For pork chops, I have my hoglin farm. Let's AFK for a bit. That should be long enough. All stocked up. I will also need some spare elytras. With Unbreaking 3 and Mending. With phase 2 now complete, it's time to head out. Use the nether to fly to new chunks. And here we are. Can't skip up ruined portals. No god apples. Here looks like a nice extreme biome to start at. Here looks like a good spot to start digging down, because digging straight down is always the best idea. Oh hey there buddy. As I was saying, digging down never is a bad idea. Oh, you decided to jump down in here with me. Okay, some deep dark. We're getting close. Oh, there's a diamond. See, digging down is a good idea. And here's Ancient City number 1. Let's hope the switch works. And it does. Diamond horse armor, let's go. There's our first god apple. There's all the loot from one ancient city, so not half bad. There's a counter in the top left to keep track of the ancient cities rated. Can't pass up a chance to get emerald ore. But if my theory's right, at the bottom of this should be an ancient city. Found diamonds at the bottom of here at least. Let's take a look into here, because that's quite an odd looking geode. There you are, ancient city too. And first chest, no god apple. Oh, there we go. Got 2 god apples in 1. From the second ancient city, here's the loot we got. So 2 god apples and a little bit more diamond horse armor compared to our first one. But if this trend continues for both of them, we should be looking at a lot of decent loot. Now this just looks awesome flying through this deep dark opening right here. The raiding strategy I used stayed the same for all the ancient cities. It started with digging straight down, then making a pillar so I could find the hole I dug down in and fly out easily. Then I just flew around the ancient city and opened the chest, took all the useful loot, broke the chest so I didn't loot them again, mined any exposed diamonds if I saw them, and chucked it in my shulker boxes. So now, let's get through the rest of these 100 ancient cities real quick. Ancient City 4, I almost died by flying into a wall, got down to half a heart, but we're still alive. Found 2 god apples in 1 chest, and also stumbled upon this zombie spawner, which had these 2 chests right next to each other, which I thought looked weird, but apparently that's just normal. A skeleton decided to say hello to me on number 5, but I don't take too kindly to warm greetings, so he had to go. Also snagged some emerald ore, these will be important for later. Found some goats in a cave, so I vibed with them for a little bit, but the creepers chased me off. Found a cool lava pillar at Ancient City 7. At Ancient City 8, I thought these temple structures spawning next to each other were rare, but they're not. But I did discover that I liked the way the bathhouse structures look. It even gave me 2 god apples. Ancient City 9 further solidified my love for bathhouses because it gave me 3 more god apples. Ancient City 10 is our first milestone met, and was it oh so memorable? Mined down into a mine shaft. Found some more emerald ore to mine up. Stumbled upon a fire starting, but I decided to nope out and leave it to somebody else. There was also an enderman in need, so I got him stuck in a spider web and took care of him. Fell into a lava pit as well, and almost died, but we made it out alive. Despite the snow stopping immediately as I tried to use it to extinguish the fire. Also found 4 god apples when I finally made it to the ancient city. Ancient City 11, I pondered why the ice room even exists as a structure in ancient cities. All you can find are some golden carrots and snowballs. Like, what am I going to do with these snowballs? Playfully hit the warden? On my way to Ancient City 12, I found a cool donut. This ruined portal gave me nothing as usual, and I discovered that this ancient city was actually 12 and 13. 13 had no notch apples, so we don't talk about it. 14 had nothing either, but it did have diamonds. A creeper tried to give me a hug at 15, but I said no, and he just kinda left. Lava tried to block my exit route at 16, but I just made a wall, and that solved the problem. Found out lava lakes can spawn in ancient cities at number 17, and that water can change color in the vertical direction depending on biome. Also found 7 god apples, so this was the best ancient city yet. Somehow these zombies got into Ancient City 18, even though they can't spawn in here. Ancient City 19 is how long it took me to realize they are a great way to mine for skeleton heads. A skeleton was using aimbot at 22 to try and kill me. Ancient City 26 had a chest with 3 notch apples in it. There was a cool mountain range on the way to 28, which had a lot of emerald ore which I just could not pass up. Ended up mining 25 of them. A ruined portal taunted me with bad loot on my way to number 32. Ancient City 36 had an entire stack of coal in this one chest. Ancient City 40 was in a mesa biome, so that was pretty cool. Ancient City 45 had so much good loot, being 7 notch apples and a ton of diamond horse armor. A mineshaft decided it was part of Ancient City 46. Time to look at some more pretty mountains again. One of these days the ruined portal will give me a notch apple. Halfway done with raiding ancient cities, and oh boy was this an exciting one. Decided to mine down as usual, but then, of course, a creeper jumped in with me, tried to kill me, a skeleton tried to finish me off, but I said no, life is more important than dying. Plugged up the hole and contemplated what happened. Traumatized now, but still alive, I found myself at Ancient City 53, where a stalactite decided to eat an entire tower. Ancient City 57 was quite an interesting one. I could tell I had been here before by the slight hint that it was entirely blown up from the time I blew up every structure in Minecraft. Ancient Cities 61/62 were conjoined together, but they only gave me 3 notch apples, so they weren't that good. Ancient City 64 is where I discovered the OP strat of using the bottles of enchanting found inside of Ancient Cities to repair your pickaxes and elytra. A creeper said hello again, and I had said goodbye. There were 3 notch apples in one chest again at Ancient City 66. I was getting too OP at raiding Ancient Cities, so the game sent an army of zombies after me, but I quickly dispatched of all of them. Ancient City 72 is my second favorite Ancient City, because I got 8 notch apples at this one. That is an insane number that I don't think I'll ever get again. The other reason I like this one a lot is because look at this insane exit. This cave leads all the way to the surface. 3/4 of the way through all these ancient cities at number 75, and you'd think something exciting happening? No, not really, just found 3 notch apples. Ancient City 79, a skeleton tried to end my career, but luckily, dogs came down to help. Number 83 was caught on a live stream, so I'll let past Nahan show you how much do you want to explore and aimlessly look around. Oh geez. I got my revenge on creepers at number 88 by completely yeeting this dude off of this ledge. Ancient City 91 is when I heard the worst sound possible. Wait, oh geez, that's not good. Wait, what? Yep, you heard that right. Somehow Warren spawned despite Ilmango's switch. He did say it had a 99.9% chance of working, so I guess I oddly got the 0.01% chance of it not working. Luckily, it was just a fluke, and the warden didn't spawn any other times. The game made up for it at Ancient City 92 when I found 4 notch apples in one chest. I'm never going to be this lucky ever again. Ancient City 96 further taunted me with a black rabbit, proving that they aren't as rare as I thought they once were. And now that we're finally at Ancient City 100, something crazy has got to happen here. No, nothing crazy really happened. All I can say about this entire endeavor is that this noise is ingrained in my mind now. Now for the part of the video that you've all been waiting for, the tallying up of all the loot. First we have all this diamond horse armor, which comes to a grand total of 374 sets. And I know I said that Swift Sneak 3 was a little bit bottom tier, but it came to 166 of them. So I can make so many full sets of max enchanted armor. All of the books came out to 5,439, which could be made into bookshelves, which are useful for building. Amethyst came to 4,389 for all the tinted glass I could ever need. Bones have been condensed into bone blocks, but came out to 7,204. All of the coal in this one shulker came to 13,358. And this last shulker that everybody's been waiting for, all the diamonds mined up, which came to 800 flat. The skulls from the structures, which came to 245. And, most importantly, the enchanted golden apples, which came to 219. So now, to answer the question that's been posed for this entire video, why did I raid all these ancient cities? So firstly, with all this loot, let's take the emerald ore and the diamonds, along with enchanted golden apples and skulls, compact those diamonds into blocks, and just chuck them away into my wallet. The rest can come up to my treasury room, where I can add them to my enchanted golden apple collection. Now that looks a whole ton more complete. And talking about completeness, I can finish off my emerald ore collection. Now I just need a deep slate variant to have a stack of all of the ores in Minecraft. And of course, store a stack of skulls also in the treasury. With all this coal, I can head over to my super smelter and load it all up. Let it all trickle into the minecart to where I can send it off and fill up all the furnaces with coal. As for all these bones, I can use them at my industrial district for my tree farm, since I'm currently entirely out of bone meal. And I feel like all these bone blocks will be effective at solving that bone meal shortage. Hold up, what are you doing in here? You shouldn't be able to spawn in my nether hub. All of these amethyst can be used with the glass left over from my end transformation to make tinted glass. 1 and a bit shulkers isn't too bad. All of my Swift Sneak 3 books can be mined up and stored indefinitely to never be used. As for all these books right here, let's take some logs, convert them to wood planks, and make bookshelves. I'll convert the rest of these books into bookshelves for a future project when I actually have a good tree farm. Lastly, and most importantly, the entire reason I raided Ancient Cities, diamond horse armor, and get all my horses dripped out in diamond horse armor. That's all the horses in Nastrum taken care of. There's all the horses in Nahanburg sorted. And finally, over to Nahanshire, where all the horses are also now sorted. Especially Hermes, my first horse, which is surprisingly also my fastest horse. Now I admit, raiding 100 Ancient Cities just to get a ton of diamond horse armor is a little bit extreme and unnecessary. Especially when you consider that all these shulker boxes full of diamond horse armor completely dwarf all the golden horse armor and iron horse armor I have ever gathered in my world. So I may have a little bit of a problem. But that is why I raided 100 Ancient Cities. And if you found yourself enjoying this video, do consider subscribing and leaving a like, and I'll catch you all next time.